Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now let's look at multiple product case or the joint product. So joint product situation for Mary's Creamery. So cream and skim milk are products that result from the processing of raw milk. So from the raw milk, you incur common process, or here you will incur cost. If you incur cost, this is called as the joint cost or your common cost. And then you will have the split of point here. And then you will have your cream and your skim milk. So you have two joint products. One is cream and the other one is your skim milk. So cream and skim milk are known as your joint products. And then you can further process these items. If you further process, you need to incur further processing costs, and then that will become a cottage cheese, and then you can sell at a higher price. The same goes with your skim milk. You can further process until it becomes your condensed milk. Then you can sell it. So joint product costs are sunk costs and thus not relevant to the sell or process further decision. What do you mean by this? The joint product cost, this one is the joint product cost or the common cost. Okay, or the joint cost or your common cost. So is this relevant for your decision making? So this one is considered as your sunk cost. You already incurred this cost. So you already incurred this cost, whether you like it or not, you already have your joint product. So therefore, this one is the cost that you have incurred in the past. This is your irrelevant cost. It is not relevant. It is not relevant anymore when you want to make decision whether you want to further process or you want to sell it at its current state. So that is not relevant. You only consider the further processing cost and the incremental revenue that you can get. So you are comparing the incremental revenue and the incremental cost, whether you want to sell at its current state or you want to further process the item and sell it at a higher price. So in this case, for example, given in the question, cost and revenue data per day for cream. So for this one, we look at the cream first. Okay, what about the cream? For the cream, the joint cost allocated to cream is 9,000 and the cost to process cream into cottage cheese is 10,000. So that means, So that means here you already incur the cost, and the portion of the joint cost for cream is 9,000. And this one, if you want to further process, you need to incur 10,000. Okay. And then what about the revenue? Revenue for cream is 19,000 and for cottage cheese is 27,000. That means the cream, if you were to sell, you will get 19,000. If you were to sell cottage cheese here, then the selling price sales revenue that you're going to get is 27,000. Question: determine whether the company should simply sell the cream or process it further into cottage cheese. So the question, whether you want to sell now or you want to further process and sell it as cottage cheese. So again, you compare the incremental revenue and the incremental cost. So here, you look, if you were to sell at its current state, so the sales per day will be 19,000. And then cost per day to process cream into cottage cheese, you don't need to further process. So you just get the revenue and you just get the revenue and there is no additional processing cost. But what about if you further process, you can sell it and then you will get a revenue of 27,000 just now. And then what about the cost? You need to incur 10,000. You need to incur 10,000. So the revenue that you get is 27. And then further cost is 10,000. So you've got a positive figure, a increment of 17,000. So the difference, you look at the net income increase or decrease. The difference will be 27,000 and 19,000. So your sales, you will get an increase of 8,000. What about the cost? The cost will also increase by 10,000. So what about the net income increase or decrease? So you've got an extra revenue of 8,000 and you have to incur extra cost of 10,000. So cost is more than your revenue. In this case, your net income will decrease by 2,000 ringgit. So what is your decision? Should you or should you not process the cream further? So the answer is here. This one is a negative figure. So you should not process the cream further, right? So hopefully you have a better understanding on this. Then you can do the same thing for the other one, for your another product just now. So what about the skim milk? So the skim milk, the cost that you need to incur, the joint cost allocated to skim milk is 5,000. So this one is a sunk cost. The joint cost, remember the joint cost is a sunk cost. Therefore, it is not relevant for your decision making because you already incur that cost, regardless of whether you want to further process or you want to sell it at its current state. So the cost to further process your skim milk into condensed milk is 8,000. What about the revenue? The revenue, if you sell at the skim milk, you will get 11,000. And if you further process and then you sell as condensed milk, you will get a revenue of 26,000. Again, determine whether you should sell the skim milk or you want to process it further into a condensed milk. So again, you do the same thing. If you were to sell, you will get 11,000. If you further process your condensed milk into condensed milk, then you will get a revenue of 26,000. And then the cost, what about the cost given in the question? If you further process, your cost is 8,000. So in this case, you will get an extra revenue of 15,000 here. If you sell it now, you will get 11. If you further process, you will get 26. So you've got an extra of 15. What about the cost? The cost is only 8,000. So your revenue is 15 and your cost is 8. So you've got a positive increase in your income, or your net income will increase by 7,000, a positive figure. So should you or should you not process further the milk? So the answer will be yes, you should process. You should process the milk into condensed milk. Why? Because the incremental revenue is more than your incremental cost. Your incremental revenue is 15,000 and your incremental cost is 8,000. So you have a net income increased by 7,000. So you should process your milk further into condensed milk. Okay, hopefully you have a better understanding on this. So for example, this question, the decision rule is a sell or process further decision. Process further as long as the incremental revenue from the processing exceeds the incremental processing cost. So you look at the incremental revenue and the incremental cost. If your incremental revenue is more, then you should further process your product. Okay, so with that, I thank you.